Hello, friends, and welcome back to another Draw With Me Wednesday. I'm Miss Smith, and today we are drawing Pokemon, specifically three of them that you have asked me for. I have been asked for Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, which happen to be the three starter Pokemon of the first generation. So, in this Draw With Me Wednesday, I'm actually doing all three, but not in the same video. I'm going to post each one in a different video. You guys can choose your starter Pokemon, or you can try all three of them if you want to. That's cool too. And I think what I am going to do is I'm going to do it on the same paper. So I'm going to do one in the middle and then one on each side. So it's more uniform like that. So I am going to start with Squirtle because he's actually my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Squirtle. All right, so I am going to be drawing Squirtle on this bottom right-hand side of my paper. I'm not going to worry about the rest of it because that's where I'm going to put my other two starters. And actually, it's been a while since I've drawn Squirtle, so I am using a reference photo. And it looks like Squirtle is made up of two main kind of circular shapes. So I'm just using a pencil real quick to kind of sketch out where I want his head and body to go. And again, these do not have to be perfect. I just need a general guide to where his body is pretty much just a circle. Again, does not need to be perfect. I am just sketching because I'm going to use a Sharpie to actually draw Squirtle here in a second and put in all those little details. All right, there we go. All right, so the picture that I am looking at, his head is actually almost a perfect circle. So I'm going to go ahead with my Sharpie and put that head on my body first. His head looks a little bit more flat with the picture that I'm using. I'm also putting kind of almost like a little point at the bottom here for his mouth. It's not in the reference picture that I am using, but I feel like he needs one. He is a turtle after all. Okay, I have my general head. I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes and mouth. He's got some pretty big eyes, but I think I'm going to start with the mouth first. So he has almost like a half circle for his mouth from the picture that I am using. So I'm going to start by kind of mapping out where the corners are. They're kind of right about here. Okay. I'm going to go up and back down because he has kind of like a point. Same thing on the other side, up and then back down. There we go, kind of like that. I'm gonna focus my camera. There we go. All right, he's got a curved line for the bottom of the mouth. There we go. And then he has actually got a very big tongue. So all I need to do is just do two little lines right on the corners, just like that. And that is actually his entire tongue, is that part right there. We're going to do two nostrils near that little corner where his mouth is. Just like that. And then his eyes are not that far up above his mouth. So we're going to go with two straight lines. One here, the corner of his mouth, right here. And then another one on this corner of his mouth. Right about here. Okay. I'm also going to go up on either side. He's got some really big eyes. We're going to go up on either side and then round out that top. Going to do the same thing on the other side. Going to go up. And then round out that top part. There we go. All right. He has two kind of gleams in his eye. Both of his eyes, I mean. So we're going to go down with a curve line on that side. Same thing on the other side. Curve line down. And then he's got two reflections in his eyes because they're kind of like two little ovals almost. Like that. It's okay if you mess up. I just messed up and it's all right. Okay. And we're going to go, let's see, up on both sides. And then it looks like it just kind of rounds out at the bottom there. And I will color, I know that looks a little bit funny right now, but I will color in that later and that will make a little bit more sense. All right, he has got an arm right here that I'm going to go ahead and draw. It's coming up behind his head. So let me move this over just a little bit. So his arm goes from right here where the corner of his mouth is, and it looks like it is about here. So let's do a curve line up. He's got 3 fingers on both of his hands. We'll do a curve line, and then the bottom part of his arm kind of rounds out a little bit. So we're going to go back with a curved line, just like always, and then back up with another curved line. He's a very round Pokemon. Most of them are round. And then we're going to go ahead and do a thumb almost right between those 2 fingers that I just made. There we go, because his hand is going like that. Okay, we have that. We are going to, he has part of his shell that's peeking out the back right there. And then his shell goes down from that first arm to his leg, where his leg's going to be. I want his leg to be about, I'm going to use my pencil real quick, to be about here. His leg needs to be about here. This is why I'm using a pencil and a Sharpie. Kind of map out where everything needs to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do his arm, or not his arm, his leg first with a curved line. Okay. It is curved on both sides. He looks like he's got a little bit chubby legs there, which is really cute. So I'm going to do another curved line out. And then on this side, same thing, curved line. And then he's got 3 toes. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. All right, he's got his turtle shell that is peeking through right here. We're going to go up on the side and then go back where we were. Okay, and then his turtle shell is just another curved line from here back to his arm. We're just going to plop that right there. And it looks like he's just got one line that's kind of peeking through. We can't see much of his turtle shell from the picture that I am using, but I like it. He's really cute. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the rest of his body. He's got a very round body, so I am going to start from my leg, and I'm going to curve it all the way about here where his mouth is. So I'm going to do this kind of sketchy. I don't want him to be that round. He's not a complete circle. I'm going to slowly make my way on both sides until they meet where they need to meet. There we go. All right, he has got a straight line from his arm. Actually, let's do his other arm first before we do anything else. We need a curved line up about to his eye. Curve line up. And then he has got his two fingers and another finger that kind of looks like it's acting like a thumb. Here we go. All right. Now he does have a straight line from this arm all the way to the other arm. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we are. Let me move my pencil. He has got another straight line from about the middle of his mouth down to almost where a belly button would go if he had a belly button. About here. Here we go. And then it curves on both sides, kind of like a triangle. Okay. He's got another straight line right in the middle. So I'm going to do one right in the middle. Not all the way across, but right in the middle right there. And then he's got two more lines on both sides that look like it is a triangle, like it's making a triangle on both sides. Okay, there we go. And then his other leg, cannot forget his other leg. His other leg is curved in, like he's bending his knee. So we have, let's say about here. We're going to go out, back in. Okay. On the other side, we're going to go out. Not all the way. We're not connecting it. And then his foot is kind of behind that. So we're going to go like this. And then he's got his three little toes. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. All right, one more thing that we've got to do. He has a swirly tail. Oh, I almost forgot his eyebrows. He has two little eyebrows. Just two little straight lines like that. All right, he does have a tail that we need to do real quick. So I am going to go up. Let's say about here is where his swirl is. So we are going to go up from that turtle shell. Okay. We're going to start to curve it, make sort of like a swirl or a cinnamon roll, sometimes I say in class. So we're going to go ahead and swirl that just a little bit. It's okay if it's a little bit long, like an oval. And then we're just connecting that with a curved line. And then you've got Squirtle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to start coloring. But first, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and erase all my pencil lines. Some of you might like the pencil lines. Some of you might like the sketchy look. I personally like to make my artwork look a little bit neater, so I just erase my sketchy lines. All right, guys, I have got 7 colors that I have picked out for Squirtle, and I am ready to color. You are free to skip this part if you would like. If you want to color him on your own, that is totally fine. Usually I just color and ramble sometimes, but I am going in with a black to do the outside part, or that inside part, I mean, of my eyes. Not where the glare is, but the main part. I'm going to leave those little ovals white, and then I'm going to go in with a darker brown do these little parts on the bottom. His eyes are a little bit brownish red. There we go. And then I am going in with a light pink for his tongue and then a darker pink for those little corners right there. Boop, 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 boop. I never realized how big their faces are on Pokemon. I thought they were kind of like normal size, but no, his eyes take up like half of his head. His mouth takes up half of his head. I don't know why I never really realized that before. Sometimes you don't really realize things until you start drawing them yourself. All right, we've got his mouth. I'm going to do the bottom part of the turtle shell first. I am using this is called spring green. It's like a yellowish green. I don't have the exact color of his turtle shell, but this one should work pretty okay. So I'm not worried about it being exactly the right color. Sometimes we don't have the right color, and that's totally fine. We could substitute it for something kind of close or just change it all. Anyway, just change the whole thing. And you don't have to color Squirtle exactly how he looks on the TV show. You can color Squirtle however you like. He can be a rainbow Squirtle if you want him to. That is fine. And I'm just going to go ahead and color him realistically, though, because I like his original colors. All right, he has got a brown turtle shell, but the outside of it is white, so I'm going to leave that alone. And this is kind of like a lighter brownish red. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. There we go. And then the rest of him is this sky blue color. This is exactly sky blue. All right. I don't think I'm going to draw every single Pokemon. That would take me a very long time. There are so many generations at this point and hundreds of Pokemon to choose from. But I would suggest also looking up additional Pokemon drawing videos if you are interested. I'm sure there's plenty on YouTube. I like the first generation myself. That's what my generation grew up on. That's what people my age grew up on. I have no idea what generation we're on now. But I did see that Ash was leaving the TV show. I don't know if he finally collected all of his Pokemon that he was collecting, but I saw that he is leaving the TV show. And I think all of his friends made a cameo for him. I saw Misty and Brock, the original two friends from the show, that they had come back in 2022 or 2023. I don't remember if it was the end of last year, if it's the beginning of this year. This is January 2023 at this point. I have no idea. But I saw everybody was making a comeback since he was leaving. Right, I am almost done with my Squirtle. I love my Squirtle. He is very cute. And then all I have left is my tail. I'm kind of curious which is the most popular first generation starter Pokemon, though. There we are. There's Squirtle. Hope that you've enjoyed. If you did follow along with me, I would love to see your picture in class. Or, if you're just someone off the internet who has stumbled upon my video and you did this yourself, I hope that you enjoyed it and liked it as well. But I will see you guys on the next Draw With Me Wednesday on the next starter Pokemon. Bye, guys.